Hello and welcome to the March recap for the electric school bus campaign. It was a pretty exciting month. The biggest thing that happened was I got to meet the mayor of New York at a town hall meeting and ask him to support electric school buses. Let's roll the clip.
Hey, great. Did you have a question? Yes.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Tevin Grant and I'm from the electric school bus campaign, and we're hoping to get you to follow up with Danny Drum. He's introduced a bill for electric school buses in New York City. This is a very important thing. We have the most school buses of any city. Our air quality is the third worst, and school buses harm the kids more than anyone else. It's 4 to 10 times more dangerous on the school bus than it is around the school bus. And electric school buses are here. There's money for it, and the city can be the first to really push this issue. We have an electric school bus company in Warwick, New York, an hour and a half. They're making electric school busing and selling them to California. This is a shame. We're not buying any of them, and we need to. I'd like to meet with you, your office, and work on this, and work with Danny Drum, who's proposed this bill.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the point, and I will say the only disclaimer I want to make is I have not read the legislation, so I cannot specifically speak to it, but I can speak to the idea. I like the idea. I think you're right that this is an opportunity. I mean, we're going to an all-electric car fleet for New York City for the city government. We're putting electric vehicle charging stations all over the city. It stands to reason that we want to go to the maximum number of electric school buses. So I agree in principle with this legislation. My team will get to work with Danny to see if we can get on the details, and I would welcome you to meet with my staff on it so we can see how we can get it done. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
So what the mayor said was pretty encouraging, but we'll see if his words turn into actions. I haven't heard from his staff as yet. I have reached out to a few people in the Department of Education and the mayor's Office of Sustainability, but still have not gotten a response as yet. But it's still early, and hopefully the wheels will turn. A personal highlight for me was getting to meet Sebastian McGuire. He's the legislative director for Daniel Drum, and we've been working together to get this school bus legislation passed. I also got to meet with 2 staff members from Joanne Simon's office. She's a New York State Assemblywoman. Sorry if I butcher your names, but it was Alexis Sifkis, the community liaison, and Susanna Pasquantino, the chief of staff. They were both very encouraging, and they listened to what I had to say and took a lot of notes. They said that they have to do some research in Albany to determine if who else is interested in school buses, if anything is being done on school buses, and who might take the lead. Also, I haven't heard back from them yet, but I will keep in touch and send them emails, and hopefully we will keep that line of communications open. Another thing that almost happened was a City Hall press conference, but of course the beautiful weather in New York, we were hit by a nor'easter the day before, or I think it might have been actually the day that we had scheduled the meeting, so that got canceled, and hopefully that will continue. That was in concert with Matt Berlin of the ICA group. He's working with the transit union workers to try to get electric school buses and for them to do a cooperative. And they're also working with Align, and I met with Annabelle Short, who is the deputy director of Align. They were both very nice, and I gave them a bunch of information. They shared some information with me, and hopefully we can work together to get electric school buses going and a cooperative with the transit union workers where they get better treatment, better pay, and of course cleaner buses to drive. While I was at the Align office, I did notice that it was next to the Union of Federation Teachers office. They're actually in the same building. The teachers union owned the building, and although I didn't have an appointment, I used my charm and I was able to get in, and I met with Bridget Payne, the City Hall liaison. She was very nice. Again, I gave her some information. We shared contact information, and hopefully the Union of Teachers will be able to help get the school buses on track, and they'll back this initiative. One thing that they did mention that I have been thinking about, but it's something that I definitely should include in the bill, would be to have some sort of alarm or buzzer system or something to alert the drivers to check the buses before they get off the buses. We've had a number of incidents where kids have been left on school buses. That's not something that should be acceptable, and there's no reason why we can't do something to help prevent those incidents in the future. I also caught this Little Richie school bus. It's one of the worst I've seen in a long time, and the first one I was able to record in probably 3 or 4 months, but this is really why I'm doing this. This is just more motivation, and I'm not sure why the parents who have to put their kids on the school bus aren't calling and complaining to the Department of Education and to Little Richie to maintain the school bus. I made 2 videos. I've got a short highlight video which just shows kind of the big plumes, and then I have the longer full-length video that I recorded as I was driving behind this bus. And even when it's just stopped, you can see the emissions coming out of the tailpipe. We got to get these buses off the streets. We need to complain as parents and citizens and make sure that these buses are being properly maintained if we're still using diesel buses. And we got to move to electric. We got to just end this as soon as possible to save everyone's health and make New York City a cleaner city and make every state a cleaner state. We got to move to electric school buses. One major update that I was able to do on the website was to add a research tab, which has a bunch of PDFs from research that has been done on the health effects of school buses, the pricing on school buses, and just some other general information. I'll be continually trying to update that, of course, but some of the highlights was no breathing in the aisles, diesel emissions inside school buses. This was the first major study on school bus emissions and the effects on kids done by the NRDC in California back in 2001. And it was followed up a year later by Yale, who did a research project, Children's Exposure to Diesel Exhaust on School Buses. And both of those studies showed that the levels of pollution on the school bus was 4 to 10 times higher than being outside the school bus. And this was severely impacting the health of the kids that were riding the school buses. And this was later followed up by a University of Michigan study in 2015, adopting clean fuels and technologies on school buses, which showed that moving to ultra-low sulfur diesel fuel helped increase the rates of attendance at school and lowered the effects on children's lungs. So you can imagine just going to better fuel has had a significant impact. What it would happen if we would transition to completely zero-emission school buses. And there were a few other things like the DEP's air quality reports from 2014, 15, and 16, which talks about some school buses in New York, the general education, which is a small portion, about 1/5 of the school buses it covers, and how well they're doing at adopting clean emissions technologies. We also have an electric bus analysis of New York Transit, which was done by University of Columbia student. Although this talks about transit buses, it does show that transitioning to electric does have significant cost savings on just refueling and maintenance, and that alone will more than do it. But then when you add the cost of the health benefits, going electric is a no-brainer. It's a clear winner. School buses are about 3 times as populous as transit buses in New York City. And finally, I did a chart detailing the number of school buses owned by the Department of Education for the 2015 to 2017 school years. And it shows that the Department of Education has steadily increased the number of vehicles being in use, and they're using about 10,000 school buses every year. So some interesting facts and more facts to come. Hope to build that out. Also, of course, added more articles as I've found them and been able to put them on the website. A lot of interesting readings. Things are moving along. 2018 seems like a good year, but by 2020, electric school buses should definitely be on the map from every major manufacturer. And I'm working on a piece to detail what the manufacturers are doing, their history, and all of that. And I'm going to try to get that up in April, or definitely, well, maybe not April, because April I'm also working on getting a contact sheet done so that you guys can email our first major call to action to email your city council members and get them on board on the electric school bus campaign initiative and Dino Drum's bill initiative for Intro Bill 455. This bill, it's slowly gaining steam. So far we have Rosenthal, Drum, Espinal, and we just got Konstantinidis, which is a big win. He is the head of the Department of Environmental Protections Committee, and this will definitely be a big boost in getting it heard and getting some discussion going on this bill. But we need your support. We need you guys to help to get your council member on board and support co-sponsor this bill. That's about it for now. Working on a few other things. You'll find links in the bottom to most of the things I spoke about if you're on the YouTube channel. And if you're already on our website, please click around and see what's going on.
Thanks for watching the Electric School Bus Campaign's YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel or haven't done so yet, please hit that subscribe button. It only takes a second. To get notifications of our latest videos, hit the bell in the upper right hand corner. If you found the videos informative and entertaining and would like to help the channel to grow, don't forget to click that like button. But the best way to help us grow is to share these videos on your favorite social media site. You should also visit our website, electricschoolbuscampaign.org, for more information, or follow us on our social media websites, Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and Instagram. You'll find the links below in the comments section, or search Electric School Bus Campaign. To learn more about what's going on with the Electric School Bus Campaign or in the electric school bus world, choose one of our videos below. I hope you enjoy. Thanks again for watching, and continue to spread the word.